Good googly moogly?
Good googly moogly.
I'm sure someone must have, Joey. People steal everything.
Did you see this? This is me
Yeah,
in
this
high school,
is-
Duncan Trussell.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? Unfucking believable.
Joey's on the far right. That's insane.
Look at my
You were
shoulders.
so cute.
Check out the sexy
Lucky
legs.
7.
Yep.
Can you get it so just his whole body fills the
No,
screen?
I was 44. I was 44. There was no Lucky 7.
Yeah, like that. Look at that. Wow. That's so crazy. Wow. Look at you, dude. So how old are you in this picture?
14.
14. God damn, Joey, you cute. You're cute as a button.
And look at David Ruiz.
Turn around and talk into the microphone so
That's,
other people can hear this
all
too.
right. That kid right
Look,
there.
Joey,
with
it's
the
up on
afro,
this screen too.
That kid with the afro was a very interesting story.
This guy right here.
Because we were a horrible basketball team at McKinley.
Can you go full screen, Brian?
And he
So
moved in
it
to
covers
our
up.
neighborhood.
Does it do
and
that?
He could jump. He was 5'8", but this kid could fucking jump like Julius Erving. So he was Dominican. His name was Louis Hernandez. I'm from Jersey. They just planned it. They just cut it short and called him Louis. They said, fuck it. We don't care if he's Dominican. We're not going to even think about that. We're just going to. This is David Ruiz. He's
They
still
talk.
around,
they called him that to his face too.
like Louis the nigga. And when we were in the
And did he get pissed?
yeah, he was a tough kid.
Did he get mad at you when you called him?
Sometimes, like I think he bit slapped 2 or 3 people. But the best thing he did was, we used to do acid when we first started smoking weed in the 8th grade. We go behind the soccer field in North Bergen, and he let us blow smoke into his afro and see the smoke come out of the afro. How cool was he?
I remember that. I remember you
told
telling me that.
This was the crew. So I knew all these motherfuckers. Scroll down to the, all right, this kid here is, no, up. That kid there was David Black. We graduated together, and I knew him after the fact. And one night he came into Joe and Mary. He's like, "Look, you got a car. You got to give me a ride. If you give me a ride, I'll give you a rock." All right, we gave him a ride. He gets out of the car in West New York. About 3 minutes later, he comes running back, bleeding, with his hair pulled. I go, "What happened?" He goes, "I went and robbed my sister." I mean, he was serious. He had coke rocks for everybody, a chunk of his fucking hair. She caught him on the way out as he was pulling out of the window, and she just took. He was bleeding
His
and everything.
sister. He robbed his
His
sister through the
fuck-
window.
Oh my God, hysterical.
Oh my
This
God,
is when cocaine was king.
savages.
This is 83, dog, at 3 in the morning. You asked me for a ride. I got to do what I got to do, you know?
Think of how crazy that statement
This
is.
is fucking crazy.
Joey, I wish you could do your own Stand By Me. Like, there.
My God.
So great.
My fucking God. This is...
Joey,
When-
who is this? Why is it so small?
When I got this picture, I nearly... Which one, the Filipino kid?
No, this guy on the left.
That kid's like a multi-gazillionaire now. His family owns a tow truck company in northern New Jersey, New York City. If so you get towed, his family is the one that owns it. I swear to God,
I believe you.
this is fucking crazy.
I believe you.
It's fucking crazy, man.
So
Somebody sent me
1978.
this. Somebody sent me this yesterday while I was eating dinner. And I almost had a fucking heart attack. A friend
That's
of mine goes, "Look what I
incredible.
found looking through yearbooks." And that's when I was an innocent. No, I was smoking dope then. I was no innocent then. I was smoking dope. I was finger banging people.
I like
You can still be
People
innocent.
played hoops.
You can still be innocent and
It
finger
was
bang.
just me and my mom at the house. Yeah, I was okay. I wasn't crazy then. Where I grew up in Jersey, the PAL was geared more towards boxing. When I was in New York City, it was a place that they had like a boxing. They had a pool table. They had sodas and shit like that, activities. You made like ceramics, depending on your age. In Jersey, it was more Mr. Gamio. Mr. Gamio was a Cuban dude, and he ran the boxing program. And I knew his 2 sons, Julio and Caesar. They got me a job at Putnam Fuel. And they were like, "Listen, when you get the job, you got to rob." Putnam Fuel is right by Secaucus, off of Route 3. It's dirty. Truck people go in there, dirty, Joe Rogan. I lasted about 3 weeks before they fired me. But I left there, and after 3 weeks, the guy at night was a half a Momo. His name was Freddie. Remember I was telling you this? So we robbed him one night. We go, "Listen, we'll just go on there and beat Freddie up." We were like sophomores in high school. We'll put masks on, me and Didi Quintero. And when he comes out, because in Jersey, you pay the gas guy. You don't go into a store. They pump your gas. So if you rob the guy, you basically rob the joint. Do you follow me? Only Oregon and New Jersey is where the people pump your gas. Everybody else, you walk in with a card. So we were kids. We were like, "Let's rob up Freddie." When I worked there, I got to know Freddie. Freddie's wife looked like Honey Boo Boo's mother. Freddie was a little guy, but Honey Boo, his wife was like 400 pounds. And the only way she would let him is if he brought blow home. And he was a skinny, tiny guy like Eddie Bravo. She was like 390, and she would actually put the bikini on. And they were such trash. They lived in a studio apartment. They would rent a jacuzzi and put it in the living room. These people, and they lived on the third floor.
Studio in Japan.
Oh my God. And it was the worst building in the neighborhood. And they had Black Marlowe. She was the only black girl in the neighborhood, Black Marlowe. I don't know what Black Marlowe is today, but she's the real Martin Luther King. She was the only black girl in a white neighborhood in Jersey, dog. That girl took torture. Wow. She got tortured. I always loved Black Marlowe, though. Marlowe was tight with me. Her mother was white. Something had happened. Her house was fucked up. That building was fucked up. So I used to go with her to sell them blow. And I remember Freddie opening up the door one day with like a robe on. And here's this fat wife in the living room with heels with a bikini on. And he's like, thank you for bringing it to me. I'm going to have... Like, he really was... Like, when you brought him the blow, he was fucking thankful that you fucking, like, thank you, man. I'm going to get some pussy tonight. Like, she would not give me my hand job if he didn't have blow. So... Finally, one day, me and Didi Quintero, we decided, let's go down there and rob this motherfucker on a Saturday night. Let's wait till about midnight when he's got $1,000 on him, because you don't drop till you get 2,000. So every 2,000, you make a drop in the floor safe, and you can't get back in there. So me and Didi went behind the building by Seacock, and it was right next to this hot dog place, Snappy Nappies. The rumor was that's where the Iceman killed somebody and put him in the tank. By Snappy Nappies. No, this is a real fucking area, Jersey. This is, and across the street was one of the biggest strip clubs on the East Coast. Not when I was there, robbing Freddie. A couple of years after that, like the Army base. So you remember, if you lived in New York, they called this the Air Force base, some base or some shit. But when we were kids, we went there like at 12, and we took Freddie down, dog. We just tackled him and started like kicking him like they kicked whatever his name is in that De Niro movie in the bar. And we took his little purse and we ran away. And he guessed it. Like, it took him a week. He's like, did you guys rob me last night? Because we had masks on and shit. We're like, Freddie, it wasn't us. He's like, yes, it was. I heard your voices. Then he came back to us. He's like, listen, I'll let you rob me once a month. But you got to split the money with me so I could buy an 8-ball to fuck my wife. So once a month, we go down there and give Steady Freddie a beating. And we kick the fuck out of him. Just on principle.
And he let you do it? Just
yeah,
so
he wanted to. That's the only way the
exactly.
cops, that's the only way the cops. And we did it like 8 times.
So, like, did you give him black eyes, bloody noses?
Kicked him in the stomach a couple times. That was it. We kneed him, neon belly. I didn't even know what it was.
There was no video back then either.
No. Not
so you had to leave marks on him.
Yeah, you had to like kick him a few times. I couldn't do it. I had too much of a heart, so I always had to hire. Like, I had to bring like one of my crazy friends that was having like a bad week. There's a kid in Miami today that every time I play South Florida, he shows up with his girlfriend and he gets looked up and he tells the story when I knocked on his door with a diagram on how we were going to rob Freddie. And he goes, that's when I knew that you were fucking for real. He goes, I was eating dinner with my family. You knocked on the door and had a sketch, like the deal, how you were going to kick him and run into the weeds and go right to the coke dealer's house. Like, I had it planned. We had done it so many times, but I had to keep getting different partners because I couldn't hit Freddie. All I could do was tackle him. I was good at tackling him, and then once he go down, I had my friend kick him a few times. It's fucking horrible, but when you're 16, Joe, what the fuck, though? You got to have a good time, you know? You got to have a good time. If you're not going to kick Steady Freddie, who are you going to kick? Bro, we would rob him once every 6 weeks. And finally it ended. I didn't bring him the 8-ball. One night I just did his 8-ball. He got pissed off at me, and that was it. Shame on people, dog.
People are just silly.
Shame on people who take the time to acknowledge that to blow it up.
But we are in the Illuminati. We can't
well,
admit
it's,
that.
but also, no, shut up, Brian. But it's also people on both ends. Like, you're choosing to get upset about some really ridiculous shit.
You ever read a tweet and you go to that person's page and you go, I get it.
Once
I read somebody's tweet and I go to their main page, I can add up right in 1 minute. I go, I get it. I get where he was coming from. I understand why he said that. He's a musician. He's that. He's a politician. He sells this. He likes, like, today somebody hit me. Then I read he's a Paul Reiser fan. I get it. You're a fucking mook. You know what I'm saying? I've never met a Paul Reiser fan. So if you're a Paul Reiser fan, shoot yourself in the fucking mouth right now. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Oh, my goodness.
Once somebody's, if I go to somebody's page and I see, like, music, and I know the music sucks, that's where it ends. Because if his choice of music sucks, that's what. If I don't see fucking one of my 3 on there, like, I remember going to people's. There's 2 things I judge on people. I don't judge people by money or nothing. I judge people by their music collection. If I look at your music collection, and you don't have Sabbath, Paranoid, If you don't have the staples, Zeppelin 2, those are the staples. If you don't have Zeppelin 2, why are we here? Why I'm not smoking dope with you? Why are you wasting my fucking time? I'm over here. You got like the best of Judy Grant. You know what I'm saying? And number 2, when you open up somebody's refrigerator,
There's certain. Yeah, it's true.
you open that tells me everything. If you're a fucking mook, if you're a mutt, if I see like low end beer, you're a fucking mutt. I ain't never coming here. No
Aren't there certain people that they have music laying around just because it's cool?
Tons of them. That's why.
Like,
Well,
look,
there's a generation of people
Yeah.
that want to say, and I know this, and I don't hate you because I'm kind of the same way, that they don't want to like Floyd. They prefer to listen to, oh, that's so commercialized.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to Morrissey. You know, they make you feel bad. The worst being the Tom Waits era. Those motherfuckers are the ones I want to punch them right in the face, because they're the ones you're having a good time listening to something, you're bopping, and they want to like really impress like some fucking dumb chick with freckles or something. You know that everybody's fucked already. You know what I'm saying? All you need is tequila and a gram of blow, and she'll be freaking you in the fucking bathroom.
Whoa.
But you want to be cool and listen to Tom Waits. Have you listened to Tom Waits?
Yeah. It's my
shoot
style.
yourself.
Yeah, I don't
that,
like
if
it.
that's good singing, you want that, you're fucking an idiot. But the only reason that people would put that shit on is to try to overpower you with that fucking Star Wars. What do you call that fucking thing with the mind
Force?
the mind
Jedi
jetty
mind
fucking
tricks?
trick? That's it. Oh, he's so. Oh my God, he likes Tom Waits. Listen to that.
Right,
shit,
they're
brother.
trying to
Let
make
me sit you
themselves-
down with a gun next to you. You tell me if that's true. That's good singing. That's good fucking singing. That's the Beatles. Yeah, I'll fucking shoot you. I'll fucking put a gun to you. All right, telling me that's good music. You're fucking 20 years old. Knock it off. Like when somebody says they like the Dave Matthews Band, I will pistol whip you to death. I will pistol whip you. I have satellite on the way up here, and they were doing Exodus.
Into me.
They were doing Exodus by Bob Marley. I almost crashed a car.
Could You
Dave
Be
Matthews,
Loved?
a white dude with no shoes on and a black dude playing. It's too
my God.
made up, Uncle Joey. Stop it.
I think he's got some good songs. Dave Matthews got a few good
Oh,
songs.
please, you get me emotional. Thank God I got the edible here. Fuck this shit. I was too quiet over here. I hate all that. Just listen. You don't like it, just move over. I can't stand Tom. And the people who like Tom Waits, look at them and go to their page. And they'll tell you the whole thing like that. That something ain't right. They're vegans. Something. They're, stop the pilgrims. They care for something that you're like, really? New Jersey, they've been done since the 70s.
Yeah.
Since the 60s, bro. That's never gonna be. That's what's that word? Irrecoverable.
Reconcilable.
No, the other word when you can't reverse.
Irreconcilable.
You can never reverse those things. That soil in New Jersey's gone.
We all took a shot at that
That soil in New Jersey's gone. I remember when they built the Meadowlands. I remember how many animals all of a sudden I had in my living room. Because they tore all that down, that wildlife. And next thing you know, I remember one night seeing a possum the size of a small pit bull that jumped on a fucking tree. He jumped on a fucking tree. He saw me.
Oh, my
You ever seen like
God.
a possum, like in Jersey? They walk like a fucking ape, those things. When you call the police in Jersey, I got a possum here, they shoot the fucking thing. They shoot the fucking thing. What does that tell you? They don't shoot snakes. They shoot the fucking possum because they play dead. And then when the cops leave, they fucking get up and they brush them. You can run over a car with them. I would run them over with bicycles and throw rocks at them. They brush themselves off and they fucking, and they
What a
fucking
weird behavioral trait. They play
They
dead.
play dead.
Possum. That's where playing possum
Oh,
comes from,
I
right?
seen a fucking possum that looked at me one night at like 4 a.m. I looked at him. I was like, what the fuck? And he jumped on a tree and it went shh. Like he held onto the tree like
my
a ape in
God.
Africa. And, it went, and I was like, this is fucking mind-boggling.
Joey. Oh, it's ringing. Check this out.
You think it's going to work?
Yeah. Watch.
I'm not sure if he's going to answer. There he is.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
You're on the radio. tell him you're live.
You're live on the podcast.
I'm telling you right now, dog. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. It must be beautiful to be Eddie Bravo. 2014, you got half, even before go to Child's Flags, that half smash. They closed the doors over there and throw go to Child. That's how strong you are.
Yeah.
Close the doors.
Oh, flags at half-mast.
It's over. That's all I got to say. I love you, cocksuckers.
I love you, man.
We love you too, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Dude, he came in and just dropped a bomb right there.
He's the greatest.
Yeah, the
Cooking
U
Cowboys
of M.
is fucking amazing.
The U of
too.
M one though.
The
when
U?
Yeah.
The U when he shows all the fucking Michael Irvin and those guys in front of clubs, and he goes, "The Miami Dolphins used to ask the college guys to get them into the clubs."
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
how.
That's how
popular.
If you
insane it
watch
was.
the
It's
trailer
fucking
to the
insane.
U,
If you watch
you'll
it,
go like,
my
this
What
is the greatest
the
fucking thing.
And
I
it
went
was-
to Florida State. We hated them, and I saw it. I was like,
Sure.
yeah.
it was a bunch of black gangsters with a white coach that told them, "Go out and be black gangsters, motherfuckers."
Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa! When does a white guy go, the blacker the better? The blacker the better. I want you to bring it back. I want high fives. I want chains out there.
fives.
I want everything. I want you to fuck not celebrating. I want everything. I want you to fucking humiliate these motherfuckers. And then the guy from 2 Live Crew came on with his hose. He had a fucking VIP
Uncle
pass.
Luke.
And they would come out to swim
Luke,
at
Luke.
home. Hit my dick, I'm hard. And those bitches knew what time it was. And that's all. Listen, there's 2 things that drive black people to different levels. That's when they hear 2 Live Crew and when they go to Red Lobster. Black people lose their mind at Red Lobster. Popeyes on Tuesday. You go to Sacramento Red Lobster on Friday at about 4:30 when they blow the whistle. Beep, 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 blow the whistle.
It was
Here's
a fun
here's the thing
club
that
to
pisses
work.
me off. He broke my ball. Mark Babbitt was one of the, let me just tell you the Mark Babbitt story. Mark Babbitt went to Freddie Soto and said, "I'm looking for feature acts." So Freddie came up to me at the Comedy Store one day. He goes, "Hey, man, Mark Babbitt's looking for feature acts. Send him a tape." I refuse to send the tape, especially if I'm at the motherfucking Comedy Store. Okay? I'm not sending you no fucking tape.
Why is that?
I'm at Missy Shaw's Comedy Store. You want a tape? You take a ride up here. You want? I'll send you a copy of the 1045 spot I get. I ain't sending you no tape. I just refuse. I never send nobody a tape. I refuse. Especially people from L.A. that would call me and go, "We're putting together a TV show. We need a tape. 11:15 at the Comedy Store." No
Really?
tape. Yeah, I don't fucking send tapes. Mark Babbitt, I sent him a blank tape.
Hilarious.
Okay? I sent that jerk off finally because the manager I had, Ken Phillips, kept calling me saying, "That guy from Houston keeps calling you. He wants you to send him a blank tape." I didn't send him a tape for a year. Finally, one day I went to Ralph's, bought a tape, put an envelope and sent. Put Joey Diaz stand. There was none on the tape. Do you know that motherfucker called me a week later and say he loved my tape and he hired me as a feature act? Fuck all you motherfuckers. That whole tape thing is a power move. When you go to a comedy club and you go to his office to get paid, he's got a TV and he's got 1,000 tapes on him with dust on him. He don't watch those fucking tapes. That's his fucking power move, okay? Send me a tape. Okay, in New York, you go someplace and they sign you up and you come back and I say, "Listen, you get as many minutes as people you bring. You're earning your keep. That's one thing. I'd rather know where I stand than get fucked with. That's the leg I'm talking about. Really? You need a tape of me. You just saw him at the store. What the fuck do you need?
back to the tape thing.
If I'm good enough for Mitzi Shore, why do you want a tape? Who the fuck are you in your fucking shit down to want a tape from me? I'm at the major league fucking comedy. The Comedy Store. You called me and you want a tape? Go fuck yourself. I'm not sending you a fucking tape. It's against my fucking will. It's like these people now with movies and TV. Joey, they want you to do a co-star, but they want you to send a reel. No, don't send it. Joey, but it's a co-star. They could offer it to me. And if they don't, fine. I'll do my podcast and I'll live another week. That's the mind. And eventually they'll go, "This motherfucker isn't gonna. We might as well give it to him." I'm not doing it for that. You want me to fucking be a guest star or recur? You want to give me a series regular? I'll give you a fucking tape and I'll fucking come down and talk to you. But for a co-star, we've been doing this. Look at the IMDb. One fucking tape. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to decide? Let me see your fucking tape. Let me see your fucking tape. I ain't sending you no fucking tape. Even then, I had my fucking pride. Even then, I wouldn't send the fucking tape to him. I refused. I finally sent him a blank tape. He gave me that answer. I never had respect for none of them again because I found that it was a power play. It was like, "You're on my court. You want to give me some respect." What respect? What do you do? You're a pimp. You take 20% of what people come to the fucking door. What the fuck do you do? What have you done? You can't even play the fucking ukulele. What the fuck do you do? You can't even play the fucking ukulele. What the fuck have you done? That's where I'm coming from. I didn't want to insult club owners or Babbitt. They did great jobs. It was the shit they pulled that I didn't fucking like. I don't like sexual stuff on television early. Can you believe that?
You mean
Until
like
this day.
girls making out or like?
No,
what
like let's say I'm
that?
watching Diane Sawyer and they have like a condom commercial. I'll fucking lose my mind.
A condom commercial will bother you?
Oh, it's still
Because little
tampon
kids?
really destroys me. Tampon commercial, I want to choke myself. When my wife is in the room, or like your aunt's in the room, or some older woman. Since I was a kid, they did a Kotex commercial. I would sit there and look straight ahead, dog. I never get so embarrassed in my life. I don't want them to ask me if I know, and I don't want to fucking know if blood comes out of your snatch and what you. And what you put up there, that's got nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna look straight at it. Don't even bring it up. You know, there's some women that's cute.
Yeah.
Like they think it's cute. Like, hold on, I gotta go get a tampon. Listen, I don't want to know. I don't want to know if you're bleeding. You just ruined everything for me. And, you know, I don't want to know.
Does that really bother you?
That bothers
He
me.
hates the sight of blood.
No. I hate the side of talking about that you fucking pussy's bleeding around me. That's what I fucking hate. Even when they have it in their purse, I get sick to my fucking stomach.
Oh, that's so
I don't
funny.
want to see a fucking tampon around me. I don't want to fucking see a tampon at all. All right? When I'm watching TV and a tampon commercial comes on, even when I'm by myself, I feel creepy.
That's so weird.
And condom commercials, that new commercial with the cheeks popping out, or the fucking thing with you put on your finger. Have you seen that fucking commercial? The chick with the creepy finger?
Yeah.
She try, this is great to relieve stress. You know what, man? I don't want to know about that. Play it out after. What the fuck is that? Oh my God.
That's a zombie.
Oh my God.
What is that? Is that a zombie?
Bloody pussy.
So put that away.
Oh my God.
That's broken.
terrible.
That one's broken.
That is just, that offends me.
Don't even get that one fixed.
To this day, anything vaginal sprays, anything vaginal on television before like 10 o'clock drives me up a fucking wall.
I've never had a period problem. It doesn't bother me.
Never had a period?
Never had my own period. Well, I have my own period every now and then, but I've never had like a period problem, like a problem with a girl's period. No, it doesn't bother me at all.
I told you the one I had to this day, and it was fucked up because my mother had just died, and it was the first time a chick called me. Like, that was my first booty call ever. I had dated this girl before. She was a cheerleader at Franklin School. I played hoops at McKinley, and we had messed around a little bit. Not really sex. I don't remember, Joe. I think I sucked her titties. I knew her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were like in grammar school, high school, and I had sucked her titties or something after like a dance or something. And after my mother died, like I was home for a week, and this lady was taking care of me, and I get this call one night, and it's this chick, and she goes, you want to get together? And I was feeling bad, I didn't know she was going to throw me a little lot pussy, like my little funeral pussy. I never got funeral pussy, but it exists,
Funeral pussy?
Yeah, like after somebody dies in your family, some chick calls you and sucks you.
Really?
Yeah,
Because they feel bad?
Like they're maybe they're like what are those women that hang out at comedy clubs and they like comedy?
Groupies?
Groupies, yeah. They like to
Chuckle
have sex
fuckers.
with people after somebody dies. I'm serious. But I knew her. She probably just called me out of the kindness of my heart to make me feel well. So I walked from 38th Street to 46, grabbed this bitch, and walked back to my house on 38th Street. I'm all horned up. We start swatting shit. I take her pants off. I pop her panties off, and the Kotex pops out of like a tongue in one of those fucking haunted houses, right? Like, you know the thing like this, like this? Blah! They pop up like, blah! Like that, right? And I just sat there frozen, like I had never seen that before. I had never smelled that before. I had never been around anything like that. My mother had just died. That was traumatic enough. This would just set me over the fucking cliff. How that woman's still alive today, to this day, I don't even look on Facebook to see because I might kill her. Because she fucked me up, Joe Rogan. Fucked me up. I told her to put her pants on. I remember walking her home the whole time. I didn't know how to control myself. I didn't know how to control myself. Till this day, I think about that motherfucker.
That's hilarious.
Because she thought, I don't know, that's the first time I ever seen a woman with a period, and the last. I made a fucking point.
That's so funny.
I don't care how horny I am. If I'm at a bar, I got a bag of Coke, and somewhere along the line, that chick says she got her period. That's where the conversation ends. It ends. There's no more
so
talking.
funny.
They used to have this freak. There used to be this chick I used to mess around with in Hollywood, and I knew her cycle. She would have her period from the 20th to the 25th. I wouldn't answer her calls those 5 nights, dog. Like 6 or 7 nights just to make sure everything cleared.
Wow.
And she never figured it out till
That's
this day.
hilarious.
She's never figured out that I wouldn't bring Coke over
terrified
there.
of the-
I can't. I'm going to waste Coke on
It's so silly.
On a blood, I'll snort it by myself and jerk
But
off.
doesn't it still feel good? Was it just the way it looks? You don't like the way it looks?
No,
It's warmer. I like it.
No. There's blood. Is that bad enough for you? There's blood. Is that bad enough for you right there that you're fucking blood? No matter what you're doing, you're fucking blood. I know you like it. I know Redman.
Pull out the tampon, a little gravy comes out.
Oh,
It's great.
my God. Oh, my
no,
God.
you son of a bitch. We never heard about like mental illness when I was a kid.
No,
you heard about
not-
like
no.
completely crazy people that were locked in an asylum. But the idea of like your aunt taking pills because she's bipolar, like what are you talking
What are
about?
you talking about?
Because it was accepted and everyone did it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we used to take Valium and what's
No,
that?
I think it's the opposite. I think you just got used to people being fucking crazy. You know, you didn't feel like you had to medicate them. You know, I think people were way more crazy in the 60s and 70s.
I had dude Johnny Reed that tried to kill himself, but he jumped off a building. He landed in a dumpster.
Oh my
And he lived.
Oh my God. How bad was he broke?
Fucked up, right? Fucked up. And he threw punches. He threw punches into the air.
no.
Johnny Reed was a trip. He was an Irish. And he got a check from the government, and he gave it to the
trying to kill
bartender on the
himself?
first. That's what people thought, but he lived. Like he banged his on the dumpster.
Oh, my
and
God.
he no, the dog. He lived, and he give his check from the government on the first to the bartender, and he torment the bartender till that check was done. Then they throw him out to the first, and they would last till about the 18th and 19th. When I was a kid, I used to torment Johnny Reed. He'd go into the, you know, on the East Coast, you lock the bathrooms from the
What the fuck you say?
You lock the bathrooms from the outside on the East Coast. When you leave a bar at night when they close up,
Right.
they lock the bathroom, and then they put like a lock bolt. So if you break in, they can't. He would go in the bathroom, Johnny Reed, like 11 o'clock in the morning to pee, and we'd lock him in there. We'd leave him in there till like 6 o'clock at night. We'd come back to have a drink. We'd open the bathroom, and he'd come out like nothing. I swear to God, like nothing happened. He was hilarious. I mean, one day I put my dick on a chair next to him. He was sitting on a bar stool. My friend's like, put your dick on the chair. See what happens. And he's like, wow. And he just got up. Dog, Johnny Reed lived to like maybe 12 years ago. We used to give him bumps of coke and get him riled up at the bar, and he'd just leave. You motherfuckers, I'll fight all of you. Then he'd just fucking leave. Hilarious. Anyway.
Did you ever have a girl you dated kill herself?
No. They should have. After I put that fucking helmet, ratted, chlamydia in you, you should kill yourself. You should kill yourself the first time and when you get to your destination. I think when I needed the drugs, it was when my whole body was in pain. And it's not pain that you feel. It's just this pain. And
Well, it's also you did it for so long, your body became accustomed to using those things.
But in the beginning, why is the main reason we get down? Why is the main reason a guy like you handles? You have pain in your life growing up. We all do. What made you different than not doing it? You know, when you first get involved in that, your body hurts, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. You know, when I was 17, I'd go home at the end of the night. I was in school. I had to go to school at 7:30. Sophomore in high school, junior. I had to go to school. And I would come home and sit in the corner in the dark with earphones on, with an 8-track, Black Sabbath, and I just do coke till 3 in the morning. No drinking, just do coke in the dark. What possesses you to do that, Joe Rogan?
I don't know.
Was it because I was a junkie? No, I was. You know what? I was in so much pain. But pain covers this huge thing when you're doing drugs. Pain could be, confusion. Pain shows up as confusion. Confusion shows up as pain, is what I'm saying to you. You're confused.
So
I was 16.
it could be emotional pain.
It could be
It doesn't
pain.
have to be physical
Your
pain.
whole body's in pain
Yeah.
when you're doing it. You know who I talked to the other day? I talked to the kid I kidnapped. You know, I call him a lot now.
Wow.
I'm guilty. I'm really fucking guilty of that because I saw something when I kidnapped him that it's not Joe Diaz. I saw him suffering. I saw him at one moment on the floor handcuffed. And I would never want that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always dread that happens to a friend of mine for what I did. And I always felt bad. I had him call on the podcast, and I apologized to him. Wow. And I always call him up. And I called him the other day, and we were talking, and he told me, you know, every time I talk to him, he tells me more about his life, bro. You know, what happened since I kidnapped him. I bumped into him in 94. I kidnapped him in 87. I bumped into him in 94, and I bought coke from him. Right? And he was all fucked up on Pearl Street down in Boulder. And then he never remembered. I think he blacked out. That's how bad a shape he was in. I asked him, not this time, though, the time before, I asked him, do you remember me buying blow from you? He goes, I remember seeing you, and I remember hating you the next day. I couldn't believe I didn't knock you the fuck out because I caught him off guard. He was at a bar all fucked up. I'm like, yeah, sell me some blow. He's like, look who's here.
The guy who kidnapped me.
The guy who kidnapped me. But I called him
You
last
bought
week.
blow after you kidnapped him and before you apologized for kidnapping him?
6 years later, yeah, I saw him at a bar on Pearl Street.
Did you even say, I'm sorry I kidnapped you?
Not that night. I just gave him a hug and asked him if he knew where I'd get some blow.
Not that
And he
night.
gave me a hug, and I always thought about him. And when I apologized, I felt really bad. And I talked to him the other day, and he started telling me he's 50. He lives with his mother. He had a heart attack. You know, I could tell when I talked to him, and in his pictures on Facebook, that he had a stroke. You know, that was all from the blow, bro. Sometimes when he calls me, and I could tell he's drinking. You know. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel real guilty that I do this. But then, you know, I'm the type of guy I don't play that shit. You know, I don't play that shit at all. He was all fucked up when I kidnapped him. I mean, a couple weeks before, you know, how this whole thing started was because he got a DU, fucked up some cars, went to Boulder Hospital on North Hospital, Boulder General. Mm-hmm. And while he was in there, you know, Boulder, he was hurt. They left him in a room by himself, and he stole a bottle of liquid cocaine and jumped out the window. Okay, and they caught him an hour later on the other side of Boulder. When you steal a bottle of liquid cocaine from the hospital, you already got problems.
Oh,
okay?
my
Me kidnapping him, you know, and we laugh and we giggle. Me kidnapping him makes me feel like maybe I contributed to that, but I didn't. He had his own doom. Why didn't I get fucked up, you know? I mean, I got fucked up in different ways. I paid in different ways because the guilt of me doing that to a man and destroyed me. You know, I like to fuck around. You know, I could do something bad if somebody harms me. But even with jiu-jitsu, I just can't put my forearm in somebody's face, man. I hate when I have to lay on somebody. Like, I'll check on them and go, you okay, bro? You know I love you right now. And they'll look at me and go, I know. You know, it's funny. So for me, seeing him in that corner, I always have that guilt that I tied him up.
We're live. Ba-bow.
So this story is about...
We're talking about G. Gordon Liddy.
So G. Gordon Liddy in this episode of Miami Vice was a sergeant in Vietnam, and right when Saigon fell, he held on to 300 kilos of pure heroin, and he took it to the United States in dead bodies. This is what the episode's about. 1986, Miami Vice. They bring it to Miami, and he sat on it for 20 years until the value went all the way up, just like an investment. And then he let it loose, but by that time it had gotten contaminated. It started killing junkies all up and down the East Coast. What a brilliant episode.
Wow.
So they had to go in and dig for G. Gordon Liddy, and this motherfucker shows up, right, to like this board meeting. That's when I had to leave the house. He shows up to this board meeting. He's like, yeah, the heroin was mine, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I guarantee. They called him Sergeant Real Estate. And in the episode, he goes, I guess you guys forget who the hell I am. And he turns around, he goes in his briefcase, and he throws a chain of ears on the table when he walks out.
Whoa.
That's it. That's the episode. Tremendous.
And this is 80 what?
This is 86, this
86.
episode on Miami. This is way before American Gangster was talking about it. This was already out that they were bringing heroin and dead bodies. And that's how the episode starts. The reporter takes Don Johnson to the morgue, and he opens it up in Vietnam, and he goes, this is your friend. Stick your hand in there. And it was just pure heroin.
That was what they did, right?
That's what they were doing towards the end. I don't know, the beginning, but it was really the CIA. They're blaming it all on some black guy from Harlem.
Well, you know, there's a guy named Mr. Nice. I forget what his name is. Something Banks, a famous drug dealer. And what he said was it wasn't the CIA. What it was is some people in the CIA. He said it's some cowboys in the CIA, and that's what makes the most sense to me. Like this idea that the big organization, the CIA, would be involved in drug smuggling seems like so
from A to
crazy.
Z, Joe Rogan, it's too many heads
There's plenty
turned.
of people. There's plenty of people that did do it. Look, there's plenty of examples. Like there's an example right now, this thing called the Silk Road. You know about the Silk Road? The Silk Road was this underground drug dealing like network that this guy had created, and they were just selling mad money. Mad drugs, like underground, and they created this thing, like it's a total. What it is it operates like completely under the wire, and these DEA guys, I think it was DEA, they infiltrated it, and they got into the Silk Road. One of the first things they did, they started stealing money. Now these guys are in jail. They're going to jail right now. They're in court right now, and they're wondering like whether or not this case is even valid because these guys, for sure, had access to this guy's account. And part of what they were trying to try this guy on is his complicit. That he was complicit in the drug selling, and there was also some possibility that people were murdered, although there was no body. There's a lot of kinky shit going on with this. And the kinkiest part is that the agents were stealing money.
Bitcoins.
Yes, they were stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin. So they realized that there was a lot of value in this. Like, that shit has always gone on. I think the reason why you have guys like this that are showing up in the Silk Road case, there's always been cowboys. But I think there's been good guys, too. There's been guys who are in the CIA that really did it for America. This guy Michael Baker, man, I'm pretty good at recognizing shit. You know, and he's a longtime CIA operative, and he's a great guy. I mean, he really does seem like he loves America. Like, I don't think he's bullshitting. I think there's a lot of those guys, they get in those positions, and they get a group of them together, just like they did with Rampart, with those fucking bad cops. They get a group of them together and go, look, what happened? Oops. Pop that out. They get together. Look, all these guys are making money, right? Fuck them. They're all criminals and scumbags and cunts. Let's just get some of this money, man. Let's just get some of this money. Come on, man. You're never gonna stop these people. This is what we do. We keep throwing a few of them in jail. We do whatever the fuck we gotta do. We're the gang here. We got the law on our side. Let's fucking make some money.
Well,
and that's what they
when
wind
I
up
said
doing.
CIA, I shouldn't have said that. You're absolutely right. There was factions, like a brown bag, like a black bag faction that went in after the Marines would go in and they'd shoot everybody and throw cards, whatever the fuck it was. When you're shipping heroin from wherever the fuck that is considered, all the way to the United States through 3 or 2 different airports, and people have to unload them, and you have, whatever people walking through your plane when they first come in, to inspect them. That's a lot of people you got to grease. It has to be somebody huge.
Yeah.
This isn't me and you getting a boat and going to Colombia and paying some guy with me and Red Band, and we just shoot across with police scanners and try our best, to infiltrate, to bring in that amount of heroin, you have to spend a lot of dough. That's where your costs come in. That's where you set the wholesale and the retail prices. Years ago, 20 years ago, they would smuggle it 60 miles in, 70, 45, 50 miles in from the United States around Miami, and they would dump it overboard with weights. And 12 hours later, the boom would explode, and the bales would rise up, and you'd come by, a fisherman would come by and put the bales in. Meanwhile, the DEA was looking for that boat that was speeding across on their radar. But they would throw, that takes expensive equipment to devise, something to throw you, 50 pounds of cocaine 100 feet under the water, and then 12 hours later, everything blows, and your coke rises to the top. And now some guy comes and just picks it up. This is brilliant stuff.
That's so crazy.
This is what hey, listen,
that's really what they did?
That was one part of the things they did.
Oh, my God.
After a while, to beat the federal government, you got, and it doesn't, listen, man, what the budget is for fighting drugs and what a drug dealer spends a month. I'm talking about a guy that's bringing in 1,000 kilos a month of powder, whether it be heroin or freaking cocaine. That's big powder. Somebody's got to be turning around.
Right.
And they were flooding the market with heroin. And I remember being a little boy in New York and going to visit my godmother or my mother's friends and seeing people everywhere nodding. Early New York to me was a freaking, what's the show now where people are dead walking around Atlanta?
Walking Dead.
I saw that growing up. As a
That's
kid.
Skid Row.
Where they used to have, in Harlem, Spanish Harlem,
Skid
Black
Row.
Harlem.
Skid Row is scarier than all those places.
They had people nodding at the lights. People waiting
Yeah.
across the street, and they'd nod at the fucking lights.
You know what they don't have, though, in New York that they have here in L.A.? See, in New York, all these cities have buildings. There's like these streets have where these people are. It's like these are places where other folks go. Like you got all your homeless people, you got your poor people, but there's cars that go through those areas, and it's it's well traveled. Like New York blends more. LA has these blocks that are just homeless people, and when I mean just homeless people, I'm talking thousands. Like there literally might be 1,000 people
Downtown?
on this block. Oh, dude.
You've seen them?
Oh yeah, you make a wrong turn and you get right in the middle of it.
Where?
Also.
It's a Michael Jackson video.
Yeah.
It really is. It's insane.
Where?
In downtown. There's a like spot what they call Skid Row.
It actually says if you go on Google Map and type Skid Row, Los Angeles, it actually says Skid Row.
And
on
is
the
it
map.
like a mile long? I mean, is it a
Dude.
couple blocks long?
I'll show you.
It's a lot. There's a lot of it. There's more than one area. There's like one long street. But we used to work when we did Fear Factor. We used to work in these buildings, and these buildings were a lot of them abandoned textile buildings, or they were renting them out. It's where American Apparel actually is made. It's really weird. We were in the American Apparel factory. We had to go through the American Apparel factory to get to the roof. We watched them like make their clothes. You know, they do make them in downtown LA. It's like one of the things they pride themselves in. Jesus Christ, Joey Diaz. But we would go to the top of these. Hang up on it, Joey. You checking to see what it is.
No, I'm trying to remember. Sorry.
That's all right. We would go to the top of these buildings, and you could literally, there was areas where, you know, you could see them, like leaking out into the rest of the streets. And if you drove down there, if you drove down the street, I'm not bullshitting, you would see hundreds of homeless people just swarming the streets. And there's these areas where they have like, it's crazy, Joey. They have these areas where they have, like they give them food, or they have, you know, areas where they can get medical assistance, stuff like that. And those areas are particularly dense.
Now, when I shot NYPD Blue, I shot at a downtown location that's a pool hall, kind of, sort of. And they had tons of homeless people. And while I was standing there, I heard people going in, talking about how they had day rentals. The government would pay for 15 days, and they'd be out in the street for 15 days.
Look at all these
Shit like
fucking
that,
people.
But I didn't see that.
Look at all
I
these
didn't see
fucking
like a Tentville. Like
This
that.
this seems mild compared to what I
Yeah.
saw. When was this? What year is this?
Last year.
Okay, maybe they've cleaned it up a little.
Well, it's also during the day. I've gone through the night.
Oh,
at
yeah, night is when it
nighttime,
gets
and that's
crazy.
scary as fuck.
No, but
Jamie,
there's
hold on,
listen,
go back. I
there's
want to see
fucking
what the
homeless
statistics were.
There's
Go back to the
homeless
statistics.
people in every city, and it's out of proportion in some cities more than others.
Here, pause on that for a second. Skid Row's an area downtown LA, 2000 census. The population of the district was 17,740. Skid Row's defined as this. Oh my God, what the fuck does that mean? Defined in a decision by Jones versus City of Los Angeles is the area east of Main Street, south of 3rd Street, and west of Alameda Street. So it's kind of like a block. It's like an area, but that area has 17,000 homeless people. Is that right? That's a goddamn Kevin Hart concert. That's a
With
Kevin
the fire and everything.
Boom! That's a Kevin. But Kevin Hart sold out Madison Square Garden 3 fucking shows in a row. He's a monster.
Comedy's at an all-time high.
He's
We've had
the
this
biggest.
discussion.
He's the biggest comedian of all time. Kevin, no one's ever been as big as Kevin Hart as far as like popularity. No one even close. I can't think of one person. I think there's a couple guys that like got up to that edge, but I think he's taken it to a totally different stratosphere. Like Dane got pretty far. He got on that edge. Louis on that edge. But Kevin Hart is like routinely doing these crazy arena shows. He's doing 40,000 plus people, or he's sold 40,000 plus tickets already for a show in Philly where he's filming a special. Dude, it's just total next level positive energy shit. And if you go to that kid's Instagram page, his Instagram is all about like positive, like energy, like going to work. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm working. Shows him in the gym, putting work in.
He does 5Ks with people in neighborhoods. And shit. Did
He's
you
an
see
animal.
that they were chasing him last
Yeah.
week in Boston?
He's an
He
animal.
flew into the 5K.
He's a bad
He's got a
motherfucker.
reality show. You know, he's
bad
got a
motherfucker.
cartoon. I mean, he never stops.
He's got his own line of underwear. He do whatever the fuck he wants. He's an animal.
It was
Just keeps
being
going.
in those concerts though, and being like the back. That cannot be enjoyable.
They
Hearing
have
like
huge screens, and the way they acoustically set up these things, it used to be a problem. Like I told you that I used to work at Great Woods. This is kind of a funny story because it was during a Bill Cosby show that there was an issue. Bill Cosby and there was a Rodney Dangerfield show, the same issue, and the issue was. The way Great Woods is set up, it's an amphitheater. So you're indoors in part of it, and part of it is outdoors. And the back of it leads out to this like lawn area, or at least it did when I worked there. And so you could hear if you were under the canopy. There was like an acoustic canopy above all the seats in the front, but then the back there was no seats. So it's like you had monsters behind you. So you're trying to watch a show. Like there was one big fight. I want to say it was Judas Priest? Was it Judas Priest? No, Jethro Tull. It was Jethro Tull. There was a Jethro Tull concert, and there was a fucking mad riot because people started lighting fires up in the hood, up in the grass area. They were just lighting fires, and there was not enough of us to sort of like control it all because it was getting really fucking crazy. So I put my security jacket, I put a hoodie on over my security jacket, zipped it up, threw the hoodie over my head, and said, "Fuck this job," and I just quit. I was like, "You can't pay me $9 an hour to get killed because this is fucking madness." I saw fist fights. My friend Larry, who's like one of the nicest guys in the world, punched some guy, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking that." If Larry's hitting people, Larry's like the sweetest of sweethearts. And I'm like, if this guy's hitting people, I am on. This is a madness in the air. I got to get the fuck out of here.
I got pissed off at the Jethro Tull concert too, because he breaks out the flute. Once he breaks out the flute, you're like, what the fuck is this? The people from the East Coast, we don't like flutes, dog. We don't like flutes.
My point was in the back area, the grass area, you couldn't hear the words. You didn't understand what the fuck it was. It was all echoes.
Yeah.
It was all blah, 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 blah. Like, people were pissed. They go, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. And Ronnie was killing, too, and so was Cosby. Cosby was killing,
We
too.
were just, Jamie and I were talking about Red Rocks. If you've been to Red Rocks, you get so impressed with the sound. You're like, gee. And I went like in 80-something, and then I went like in 90-something, and it was like being indoors.
That's amazing.
And Fiddler's Green, which is a little smaller, I think, on the other side of Denver, they had an issue there. But now, even the Hollywood Bowl.
Just look at Red
And
Rocks.
it's just in the middle of a
How many
rock.
people are there?
What's the popular? Not too many, I don't think.
That's insane.
Look how beautiful
Did you
it
do
is.
stand-up there? Did you ever do stand-up there?
No,
They
no.
do it. They do it there.
Yeah, somebody did
Brody.
it.
Chuck Roy was
Yes.
doing a set
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
He
Somebody
was
did
doing
this.
like a movie night where he would like host and do some comedy. Yeah, Brody
Look how-
did.
look how beautiful.
Brody didn't get paid for that one. That was one that Brody didn't get paid for. They fucked him out.
He
Did
went
you
on
know the
Twitter.
whole
He got
story?
his
He
money.
should have. He went on Twitter. Did he get his money?
I think so.
Well, we were retweeting it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
but
sorry, I
That's
finally got
crazy.
my money for concert number 3 or whatever.
Listen,
the fuck it was.
what they did was crazy. What they did was crazy. He had 2 shows. One was in a small theater, and one was in this big theater. Well, he's doing the show in the small theater, and they go, "Would you like to do a show in the big theater?" So he goes, "Yeah, sure." Thinking he's gonna get paid. They ask him, "Do you want to work?" They put his name on the bill. Like he tweeted pictures of the lineup. They had his name in the lineup. It wasn't like a guest set or anything like that. Right. It was a guy they had scheduled on the show, and nobody wants to go up first. You don't want to go up first in front of 15,000 people. You want to get the crowd warmed up first. Brody had to go up there and do the hardest spot of the night. It was second hardest spot of the night. The hardest spot of the night is like following someone who crushes. Like if you're going on after Diaz, that's the hardest part of the night. But the second hardest part of the night is the first guy. The first guy, this first couple minutes is kind of like a throwaway. And you got to kind of get everybody loose, get everybody feeling good, and then boom, hit them. And the material has got to have very few bumps in it because you're trying to hypnotize these people. So like the early material has got to be like real smooth. The more herky-jerky the earlier stuff is, less likely to trust you. You can't even get me in a goddamn trance. You're slipping up your words, you know? But if you go out there just smooth style and just walk right into it and really know what the fuck you're doing to get things started, you forget about that. I forget about that. I opened for Callan when he was doing his DVD, and I just opened. It was the first time I had done that in forever. I was like, ooh, this is interesting. This is like a different, you kind of got to get everybody, you feel it. You feel like they're not quite there yet. You got to kind of like massage, and then you start to flip and crank it up and make them keep up, you know? But it's definitely a different thing.
You got to slow them down, suck them in, and then the other night I did the storyteller show, and, you know, everybody talks about suicide. I had a kid that grew up with Steve Mancini, and one day he just said, fuck it. He went to Carvel. He walked the Suicide Bridge. He ate his sundae. He took his glasses off. He put them down, and he jumped. And that was it. No, didn't leave a note, nothing. He was always a little fucking crazy. Every time you saw him, he was quoting albums and shit. Like it's rolling thunder, fire, and rain. So you know he was disturbed somewhere along the line. But nobody gave a fuck. Like even today, when I go home and I go, what happened to Steve Mancini? Fuck him. He jumped. He committed suicide. Times have changed. People give a fuck now when you kill yourself. Oh, he was this hurting soul. 20 years ago, you kill yourself. Fuck that motherfucker. He's in limbo.
Isn't that funny? Because it was more like back then, like you're an idiot. You know?
Yeah, and
like
back then, like that's it. You were
Yeah.
forgotten. You didn't. They had no mask for you, right? When you ice yourself, you can't get masked.
That's
the
true if
Catholic
you're
Church.
religious, right?
Yeah, you can't get messed up. When you die, they bury you. You don't go to hell or heaven. You go to like limbo. You're floating around with other people carrying a rope.
We never heard about like mental illness when I was a kid.
No,
you heard about like
no.
completely crazy people that were locked in an asylum. But the idea of like your aunt taking pills because she's bipolar, like what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Because it was accepted and everyone did it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we used to take Valium and what's
No,
that?
I think it's the opposite. I think you just got used to people being fucking crazy. You know, you didn't feel like you had to medicate them. You know, I think people were way more crazy in the 60s and 70s.
I had dude Johnny Reed that tried to kill himself, but he jumped off a building. He landed in a dumpster.
Oh my
And he lived.
Oh my God! How bad was he broken?
Fucked up, right? Fucked up. And he threw
Oh, my
punches.
God.
He threw punches into the air.
no.
Johnny Reed was a trip. He was an Irish. And he got a check from the government, and he gave it to the
trying to kill
bartender on the
himself?
first. That's what people thought, but he lived. Like he
my
banged his head on the dumpster.
Oh, my
and
God.
No, the dog. He lived, and he give his check from the government on the first to the bartender, and he torment the bartender till that check was done. Then they throw him out to the first, and they would last till about the 18th and 19th. When I was a kid, I used to torment Johnny Reed. He'd go into the, you know, on the East Coast, you lock the bathrooms from the out.
What the fuck you say?
You lock the bathrooms from the outside on the East Coast. When you leave a bar at night when they close up,
Right.
they lock the bathroom and then they put like a lock bolt. So if you break in, they can't. He would go in the bathroom, Johnny Reed, like 11 o'clock in the morning to pee, and we'd lock him in there. We'd leave him in there till like 6 o'clock at night. We'd come back to have a drink. We'd open the bathroom, and he'd come out like nothing. I swear to God, like nothing happened. He was hilarious. I mean, one day I put my dick on a chair next to him. He was sitting on a bar stool. My friend's like, put your dick on the chair. See what happens. And he's like, wow. And he just got up. Dog, Johnny Reed lived for like maybe 12 years ago. We used to give him bumps of coke and get him riled up at the bar, and then he'd just leave. You motherfuckers, I'll fight all of you. Then he'd just fucking leave. Hilarious. Anyway.
Did you ever have a girl you dated kill herself?
No. They should have. After I put that fucking helmet, ratted, chlamydia fucking dick in you, you should kill yourself. You should kill yourself the first time, and when you get to your destination.
Kill yourself once you get up to heaven. No, I'm not forgiving me.
Fuck no.
Are all your ex-girls still alive? Both of you?
Well, but I was gonna bring that up. It was like one girl that I knew. She didn't kill herself. Well, she kind of did, but it was with drugs. But she wasn't ever a girlfriend. She was a girl I knew when I was young. Then I hung out with her again when we were like adults, but not much. You know, we'd talk on the phone every now and then. She was fucked up. She was some form of opiates. You know, I don't know the whole story, but she was a sweet girl. It was a real bummer. It was really depressing when you hear about shit like that. It's like, ooh, that's so depressing. You know, it's so depressing when someone just can't keep a hold on it or just gets caught up in a spell and then their life just slips away. I know more than I like. I know quite a few people. I have a real problem with those goddamn pills, especially those pills. They're so fucking available, Joey. They're so available. They're giving you, you hurt, you got a boo-boo. You got a boo-boo here, man. Become a fucking angel. Take this. Go off in a la-la land. Melt into your pillow and float away in a cloud of love. Go ahead. And, you're going to have to get off that if you want your life. And they give these people these pills, and you tell them, hey, man, you got a few weeks off of work. You know, you hurt your back. You had to get surgery. And you'll start popping these pills, watching TV, and next thing you know, do 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 do. That's your life. Your life is that. Schaub. You know, Schaub is a goddamn super athlete. Brendan Schaub is this big, giant gorilla, UFC fighter, pretty straight-edge dude, pretty clean-cut dude. 4 months in, he's taking these fucking pills, and his friends have to tell him, like, dude, you gotta stop. His friends had to take his pills from him. They fucking get you, dude.
Yeah, I know a girl that's going through it. She buys Vicodin. And I was talking
From
to her.
dealers?
Yeah, she gets Vicodin in any downer, and then it's weird because then she can't sleep at night, so it's her all pilled up, just talking like online and like on Periscope and shit. And you're just like, what the fuck? It's weird watching strangers on Periscope. Also, just late night.
How long before somebody
Keeping-
kills himself on Periscope?
I think it's already probably happened, right?
Probably, right?
You know, it's crazy. I had a girlfriend in the 8th grade I really dug. I met her. She was a cheerleader. Pretty cute. Smacked up. And Irish chick, just red hair. I just dug her. You know, we'd hold hands and eat a slice of pizza after the basketball game. We went to movies. We maybe swap spit. And one day we were talking about dry humping or whatever the fuck we were going to do. We went back to her house. I'll never forget this. I was dating her like maybe 2 or 3 months. Just on the weekends, you know, I'd walk down to Union City. And one day I asked, I said, what time do your parents get home? She goes, well, my dad gets home at 5. And my mom is dead. And I was like 12 or 13, Joe. My head almost exploded. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, my mom died at childbirth. You know, and I was like, I couldn't even make out with her after that. I couldn't do anything. I just remember going home and going, I can't see this girl no more. I mean, what the fuck?
How come you couldn't see her?
That thought had never entered my mind.
So it was just too sad for you?
It was too mind-boggling, like not having a mom. So I called her up one day and I stopped dating her and I started dating this other Irish chick and I never thought about her again. You know, I know she was mad and then my mother died. And I was like, that's the first person I thought of was this poor girl. Wow. Like I knew what she felt like now. I could never imagine that pain when I was dating her. When she told me that, I'm like, what are you talking about? Whose mom dies? Whose fucking mom dies? That's the worst thing I've had. I think one of my girlfriends died. One of the girls I dated early on died about 2 years ago. I'm still friends with her brother. We didn't really date. We messed around a little bit. She was fucking crazy. And she ended up dying from pills and booze. Nobody really knew.
Joe, we started off with guns and then we went to death.
No, he asked me one of my... What
Guns
the
was
fuck?
before the
He's the one that
podcast.
asked me if one of my girlfriends killed himself. So I was just thinking about it.
It's, you know, it's weird when people that you really care about aren't there anymore. It's a weird thing because they just vanish. They just don't exist anymore. And it's a sadness that is just so, it's so forever, you know? I mean, my friend Johnny is, who was my best friend for a long time. He's a great guy. I fucking loved that dude. I couldn't wait to see him every time I go to the East Coast. We'd hang out, flew him up here. And when I flew him up here, he was detoxing. Same thing, pills. He was into oxys, and he was into heroin, like strong shit. You know, he liked strong opiates towards the end, and you know, it took a few days for him to get off of it, and then we could go around and hang out. He was just at my house, just sweating for like 4 or 5 days. And when he died, man, I remember thinking like, I can't believe I'll never talk to that dude again. I can't believe, like, he was like, there's one of the things about Johnny is like he had this like real clear view of what the fuck is going on. Like his life might have been chaotic as far as drugs, but he knew exactly what everybody was up to. He just knew. He just was a very smart dude. Very good at reading people. And you can see, like, he's like looking around. Like, when I met you, that was the first thing that I noticed. When I met you, it's like there was all these people that were scared of you. It was so weird. There was all these people that were like nervous around you. You know, they thought like Joey Diaz is a bad guy. Like this was like the late '90s or whatever it was when we first met. And I was like, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm like, this guy's great. You seem to me to be a lot like him. And you're the only two, you and him are the only two like real original humans I've ever met. Where I don't know anybody else like you. And I didn't know anybody else like him. Just completely original characters. It was one of the first things that I really liked about you. Because we met like, what was it, like 95 or something? Like when was it?
97.
Was it 97?
At the store.
I was still on News Radio.
News Radio,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah,
only,
yeah.
so that would have been 2 years into News Radio. And having those kind of friends, whose phone is that? Yours, Joey? How dare you?
It's you know,
Friends like that are so important in your life. Friends
you
who
need people to clear you up from time to time. That's why I call home every morning. I got 4 or 5 different guys that whenever I talk to, I talk to them and everything gets nice and smoothed out.
Yeah.
Every morning.
For them, too.
One or the other.
Yeah.
And right now, it's really weird because now I have two friends I haven't spoken to in 20 years. When I went on the Lamb to Sarasota, that kid hit me up on an email and he goes, I need to talk to you. And him and I, when I went back to New Jersey, he was one of those kids, he was in Sarasota. You know what there is to do in Sarasota in 1982? Nothing. So when I went down there, he was all excited. He's got a partner, you know? The thing about him is he was shooting Deca in his biceps. I mean, seriously, he was shooting them in his shoulder caps and his traps. He was
Christ.
he was done. You know what I'm saying? He was just a balloon, and he was eating. What's the German 5 milligram? The shit that just puts not testosterone, not decadurablin, but he was eating that gorilla shit. We're guaranteed to gain not Deca, but D-ball.
D-ball.
No, what's Diana-ball?
Anadrol.
Diana
50.
Ball. This is 1982, people, so
Horse-
the names have
horse
changed.
stuff.
Yeah, if you want to look like a fuck. So everything on him he was popping those Diana balls.
Right.
Like he was supposed to eat 3 a day. He was eating like 8 a day. Like he was eating a double prescription bottle and then blasting off the fucking shit in his forearm. I mean, he was huge. I loved him, though. I got him. So when I left, he always got mad at me. He called me, man. He hit me up on an email on my website. Really? I called him back. And I go, what's up, dog? It took me a couple of days. I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. And he goes, hey, man, my dad died. And he goes, I got to tell you something. I think about you every day because I can't imagine how you were handling this shit at 16. Then my other buddy died. His mom died about a month ago. I sent flowers. And he keeps calling me every morning going, dog, I don't know how the fuck you did it at 16. I got the most respect for you in the world. It's like now I'm paying them back.
Wow.
For them taking care of me when I was young. It turned around. I miss my dead buddies, bro. I'd miss Rago, like that crazy dude, the bodybuilder that was freaking, we would take him to bars and we'd say, Rago, get on top of the fucking stage and pose. Who goes to a bar? Like, he didn't give a fuck. And I'd take him to the UFC bar and go, get up there.
But this is the guy that you told me that was doing a line while his mother shot
No, that's
steroids.
Danny B. That's a different guy.
He's doing a line in front of his mother while he was on the phone, or his mother shot steroids in his ass.
While he was doing a line
of coke.
and he's talking on the phone at the same time. This is brilliant.
Come on, tell me that wouldn't be like one of the most hilarious scenes in a movie, ever.
That's we talk about it. He comes to my shows, Danny B. He still comes to my shows.
He's still alive?
Calls into the podcast.
How
Yeah,
did that
man.
guy make it?
He just put a picture of him on Twitter, dressed in full army regalia with like 5 generals behind him. Him, 19 years old. He was a soldier of the year in the army, dog.
Whoa.
That's why he was doing this, and this at the same time, because he could do that. That's how crazy. That's like he was the soldier of the year. They were doing exercises in Beirut, and 4 guys were in a raft, and the raft tipped over, and he saved all 4 of them. Whoa. So they made him the soldier of the fucking year. He went to the White House. 2 years later, they discharged him, and he was selling blow on the fucking street. How fucking crazy is that? They dishonorably discharged him for running a gambling operation in North Carolina, wherever he was stationed. But this
Let me ask you this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. This other kid that I showed you, the crazy one that he won like Mr. New Jersey, Darren. I miss him every morning.
And he was the guy that died young from steroids.
He died from everything. He had hepatitis C.
Oh, from sharing needles?
Well, he was already shooting in high school.
Really?
By March of '82. He was already coming to my house going, I gotta talk to you, dog. I gotta talk to you, man. Like, that's the first person who ever sat me down. And he's like, listen, let me tell you what. And he was coked up. We were both doing coke. And it was like a secret inside his heart. He's like, I gotta tell you something, man. And he took off his shirt and he started doing push-ups. Like, somebody just starts doing 50 push-ups in front of him. Like, what the fuck's going on? And he got up and started flexing. I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, I go to this person's house and they were gay. In '82, these 2 guys were gay, but he grew up with them, and he remained friends with them, and he didn't care they were gay. Nobody knew. So they were sharing vitamin B shots, and they were sharing Deca.
No good ever comes out of we were sharing a needle.
Right.
But
Even if it
nobody
is
knew.
vitamin B.
We saved 29 cents.
Nobody fucking knew. That's like, listen, man. When you're at that level of a guy in that type of gym situation, think about it. You and I have never been that guy. But they're guys that, you know how people smoke a joint? In Rocky the other day, I'm watching the beginning of Rocky. He goes to the corner, there's 18 guys sharing a wine bottle, and he takes the wine bottle, he takes a sip of it. I'm thinking to myself, that's fucking the flu. But in those days, you had to do that to be part of a guy. You're in a gym, you're all yoked up. You're 5'10", you're 240 pounds. Red Band shoots Decker. Red Band, give me the fucking thing, you know.
You just take it from him and stick it in
It's not my game, but I could see it.
I get it, yeah.
I could see it. That's the bond. Me and you are on the street. We're thieves. We're living in Skid Row. We're thieves, you and me. Everything we fucking take, we split down the middle. What do you think's going to happen after a year?
Sex.
We're gonna, oh, that too. You know, that
You're
too.
gonna use me as a
Remember those
flashlight.
Clint Eastwood movies with the Indians? They would cut their hands, they'd cut their hands, they
and
put
you
the blood together.
Blood Brothers.
This is
Yeah.
it, bro. This is. I could see two guys shooting a needle. Me and you were not in that world, and Red Band were like, ew. You know, but to some guy, look at my bicep, dude. What's the guy that said, let's do the my favorite impersonation you do, of the guy in Boston that would, he'd give you night time with the jab. Remember the guy in Boston in Southie? This guy, you know.
Oh, Joe Lake?
I hit you with my left. I hit you with my left. This night time, whatever.
I knew a dude in high school that was doing steroids.
Yeah.
He was enormous. He was so much bigger than everybody else. It was crazy. He came from another school when we were like, I guess I was like a freshman, and he came in as a sophomore. He was like a year older than me. And he was giant with these crazy stretch marks. We're talking about a 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, massive stretch marks all over his chest with these watermelon tits. He just had watermelon tits, a giant fucking neck, giant arms. I mean, literally, the guy would walk, his arms, like, you know, guys fake that. This is really how he stood. I mean, it was massively muscular. And he went to a party one night in college. There was these college kids, and some college kids mouthed off to him. He knocked out 3 college kids. He was like a bull. He would just charge at people and punch them. He was so juiced up. He was always angry. Like everywhere if you like looked at him, like you wanted to be like real nice to him. It was like being around a crazy, like a frothing at the mouth gorilla. Then I saw him years later. Like not that many years. Like I was like 21. So he was probably like 22, and he weighed 160 pounds. I was like, what the fuck happened?
What happens?
Just got off the stuff. He just got off of it, and his body became like a normal-sized
So
body.
do you lose all your fluid, or you lose your muscle also?
Well, he was never. He's a weird guy. Like he didn't have big hands. He wasn't like some Ernie Shavers dude, or like a, you know, just a big like you. You're a big fucking thick guy. He wasn't. He had smaller hands. It was all steroids. He just taken this thing and changed like the amount of muscle that his body would carry around. It was just way more. It was real weird. I didn't know what the fuck he was doing until after I was out of high school. Like I had no idea what was going on. I just thought he was just a big, strong guy. Like I wasn't in weightlifting. I didn't play football, and in Taekwondo, we didn't do any weightlifting. Like no, we did like some calisthenics, but there was no weightlifting at all. So I had no idea like what the fuck was going on with this dude's body. But seeing him when I was 21 and seeing him like just like this deflated person, I was like, this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. But back then, no one knew what the fuck it was. We're talking about like 1988. It was when I was 21. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't understand how he got smaller. Like it didn't make any sense to me. Like I didn't know anybody that was a bodybuilder or anything. So it was just weird. It was just weird to see him small. And then as I got older and started talking to people, like especially when I was working at a Gold's Gym or Nautilus Plus. That's what it was. Nautilus Plus in Revere. And I knew this dude in there who was he was a bodybuilder, and he kind of schooled me on some of it. I go, because he was huge, and I go, do you take steroids? And he goes, dude, fucking look at me. What do you think? Of course I fucking take steroids. He was the first guy I ever met that was like super open about it. He had these like, he would wear like those Daisy Duke shorts. Back then bodybuilders would wear those Daisy Duke shorts. And this kid had these fucking giant tanned legs. They were enormous. He was fucking huge.
I hope that look comes back.
Male Daisy Dukes. It's not even coming back for girls. It's over.
Do you think there is certain clothes like that will never come back? Like
Bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms. I could see bell bottoms.
They
coming
tried.
back.
They tried, but people realized it's stupid looking.
I rocked them.
Yeah, you know what? It worked back when people had long collars. See, that's the difference. If you want to have those long collars that they had in the 60s, you know, like those crazy jackets that you see like Jefferson Starship in. Those, and then you had platforms. People were wearing platform shoes. Remember those?
Yeah.
So like those all worked with the bell bottom.
Right.
But you get to like flip flops and bell bottoms. Flip flops are it gets annoying. You're stepping on your bell bottoms. They're goofy. They get in the way. You need stilts.
You know what's really sad about juicing? That people that juice for, what do you call it, aesthetics? Mm-hmm. Not because they're athletic, but
Yeah,
aesthetics.
for the look.
It always ends up very bad. Because, and I was around it and I grew up around it, it becomes, instead of snorting coke or drinking, they go to steroids like that. Like the other day the wrestler was on. And there's one
The
scene
Mickey
of the
Rourke
wrestler,
movie?
yeah, and he goes to cop. Did you see what he copped?
I didn't see that movie.
Okay, there's a part when he cops at the gym. You know, he's copping fucking shit that they gave Nazis. Like, you know, Deca, D-ball, this, that. And you could tell it's like $2,000. And the guy goes, what do you got right now? And he goes, 500. He goes, yo, you give me the rest. It was a bag.
Right.
If you know that world, you know that for him, that's a 6-week supply. That's a year's supply. Then when he has his heart attack in the movie, the doctor tells him, he goes, bro, what you putting in your body? He goes, are you fucking kidding me? It's a slow death because it becomes an addiction. I saw it. I saw it go from once every 6 weeks to 4 cycles a year. I ain't getting off it. Fuck it. I'm going to super stack. They call it stacking. And next thing you know, you take 4 things. And you're not competing. You're just going to a bar on Friday nights. I never got that in my head. I never got that. And it always ends bad. You see those guys a year later, they have a heart attack. They get deflated, something happens, and they go to prison, and then they can't do it, and they come out, and you ask them with the tattoos all fucked up now. It's always ends bad.
Yeah, I knew a guy who died.
Yes, it always, and people, you know, I watched that documentary, and we contacted each other about talking, the steroid one that doesn't harm you. And I believe
bigger, stronger,
that.
faster?
Yeah, I believe that. But I also believe that I saw, you know, you look at these guys down the Jersey Shore. Right? You look at these guys in the Jersey, they all got that little bicep. Wait, they got time to go to the gym. They do 6 curls, they do an anavar, they go suntan, they rub an SPF number 2, and that's the result you get. And they do sit-ups. That's exactly what they do, and they do diamond push-ups. And they blow up for the summer, and then they like it. Bro, I'm telling you, I was part of that crew. My friends, I remember the chatter driving back from the shore on Sundays, how they couldn't wait to get home because it was their second rest day. And today was going to be the biggest day. I'm thinking of going home, taking a shower, and going out because I'm huge. I'm huge today. It's Sunday. It's my second off day. The Anavar
he
settles
keeps getting
in.
bigger and bigger
on your
because
second
recovering.
off day, Sunday, you're the biggest.
That's
so these
hilarious.
guys on the way home, it's my off day. I'm going to get some pussy tonight. My veins, look at my bicep from just driving. Hilarious. It becomes something else, man.
You know what I think it's like? I think it's like alcohol. Like you could drink alcohol. You could just have a beer a night. You could have a couple of glasses of wine with dinner. Or you could be that motherfucker that just gets hammered all day, every day. And we all know that person. We all have met a bunch of those people. Some people just get addicted.
Day drinkers.
Oh, man. There's a lot of those out there. Especially in the entertainment business. You know, we can do whatever the fuck you want. And nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody tells you what to do. That's why you're on Periscope all day.
It's also people that I think that do cocaine, right? That have an addiction to cocaine drink all day because they can even their self out.
Supposedly, some people that do, you know, I've never done it, but the people that have done like a lot of it will tell you that they always want to have something to calm them down afterwards, take the edge off of it.
I didn't snort in the daytime. I wasn't a fucking vampire. I snorted at night. It would fuck my whole day up if I even did a line. Sometimes, see, I wanted to have the Coke ready at 8 o'clock. But sometimes I got a Gavone. I'd have the $60 early in the daytime, and I'd shoot over and
What's
get
a
it back.
Gavone?
A fucking slob. I'd go over there and take the 60, and then I have to hide it in my jacket. I have to sit there for 4 hours with this Coke in my jacket calling me in the afternoon. So I would do a little bump and then get paranoid and jerk off, and then it would fuck up my timing at night. It would fuck up my whole day. So I wouldn't do it in the daytime. I was always a nighttime guy.
So if you did coke during the day, it would fuck up your set?
Everything. It fucked up everything. The rest of my day, my timing, because my soul wasn't intact with my central nervous system. They were apart now. It's apart. When you do blow and you go on stage, that's why I never understood that concept. It always made me laugh when people go, "Oh, you're funny because you do coke and go on stage." Okay, you fucking dummy. I would freeze up. I'd freeze up. I can't talk to people when I did blow. That's why I went in my fucking room and hid and turned the phone off. You think I did that because I couldn't talk to people? So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Isn't coke make you talk though? It doesn't. That doesn't.
When it started. When it started, you're chatty Cathy. You want to talk to everybody and shit. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I started doing coke like in the 80s, and I got on stage in 91 for the first time. And in 92, I got on stage with the guys from Denver. I did a St. Patty's show. And right there was the first time I discovered cocaine in the stage at the Boulder Broker. I did 2 bumps and tried to go on stage and be cute. That shit didn't work. I thought Richard Pryor did it. I thought that's what Richard Pryor did. He did coke and went on stage. So I tried it. That didn't work. That was a kaputz.
Is anybody known to do coke and go on stage?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I think a lot of people do coke and
Really?
go on stage.
And in Miami, I would do the first 2 shows sober, but the third show, it takes a bull. I had that coke in my pocket for 4 hours. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
So you would do it before the third show?
Yeah, because I didn't
And
care.
how would it work? Because
Terrible. I didn't care. How do I give a
didn't
fuck?
care.
They knew I was coked up.
Wow.
So they knew. The people who were coked up knew, and they loved it. Oh, look at him. And I thought it was cute, too, so I went back to my room and got fucked up. But no, it doesn't, never clicked to me. I
Does
could
anybody-
get stoned as a motherfucker and go on stage. Red Band, you missed Friday night.
I know. I heard about this.
You heard Friday
Yeah.
night how I fucking almost had a nervous breakdown
Did he
at the
tell you
Comedy
this?
Store.
Did he tell you?
Yeah,
I
he
mean, that
told
was
me.
and I almost had a nerve. Remember when you and your wife were asking me questions and I was fidgety? I was having a nervous breakdown right there, too. You think I'm fucking with you guys, dog? I don't know what happened to me Friday night. I bombed so hard last week. You know, sometimes you get in a transition period and you got all these bits that aren't ready and you bring them up and it's like you got 3 of them. So you bomb for 2 weeks, but all of a sudden one night they all come together. Now you become a force. Now it's a different game. I was in that process. For like 2 weeks I was in limbo. I had good sets in Boston, but anything I tried out of the ordinary in Boston wasn't clicking for me. So I just stuck to the fucking original. And then I came back to the Comedy Store. I ate somewhere on Monday night. I went to the Comedy Store Thursday, opened up with that suicide joke. That didn't take me very far. And then the second time up, I told the story about my friend who tried to commit suicide. She failed, and she went up to the Comedy Store, and she bought a gram of coke from Chewy. And as we were doing it, I said, you know, how did you get out of the crazy house? Didn't you try to kill yourself 3 days ago? And there was a big gram. It was one big line. She did the whole thing. She looked at me, and she goes, I ain't crazy. They let me out. That was it. I told that story, and that one got some laughs. And then I went in the main room, and I just died. I had to follow Dalia. I just died. I just died a slow death. I was trying new stuff. I wasn't going nowhere. I wanted to talk about Trump, and I just died. So Friday I went to the store, and I swear to God, guys, I didn't eat nothing all day. I had smoked some pot. I worked out. I went to the Y. I did chest and the other thing, and I smoked dope. Before I left the house, there was a little brownie. A 70-milligram brownie. I had like maybe 13 carbs left for the day. I was fucking starving. This little brownie is right there. It was a half a pack of an Anarchy edible. They give you 2 brownies. Each brownie is 70 milligrams.
That's so crazy. That's so scary.
I rub my balls with 70 milligrams. You understand me? 70 milligrams for Uncle Joey is like an appetite. It's like an aperitif. It's not even a
Explain
appetizer.
to the rest of the world, 70 milligrams will put you into a fucking hole.
Do you know I gave Lee
Right?
500 last night? He puked.
500?
We split a
Jesus
We split
Christ. Did you say 500 milligrams?
We
Oh, my
split
God.
1,000 milligram edible.
Did you hear
of
that Alice in
Corova.
Chains song, Down in a Hole?
Oh my God! Listen to me, Doug. We split it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my God, what are you trying to prove?
By 7 o'clock, I was so fucked up. By 8 o'clock, and you know, usually when you eat, you tame the animal.
Yeah.
No. This turned on me. This edible turned on me, dog, like a savage. He beat me into submissions. At one point, I had the cheese doodles that belongs to the baby, Pirate's Booty.
Yeah.
They were on the floor. They were just coming out of my face. I was just stuffing them. I was just stuffing Pirate's Booty in my face and a pear. There was a bunch of fruit and Pirate's Booty. I couldn't stop. I kept eating peaches and Pirate's Booty, pears and Pirate's Booty, cantaloupe and Pirate's Booty. I must have ate the whole. Even my wife was like, because I had my back turned to them so they couldn't see me. My wife's like, what the fuck are you doing in here? I go, listen, I got to go to bed. She goes, go to bed already. I went to bed at 8:45. I slept till 4. I got up. I didn't know where I was. I just lay there for 30 minutes like Mad Max. I just laid there all confused.
So you woke up at 4 in the morning, you didn't know where you were?
Solo at 4:30, I woke up with a ton of energy. I went in the shower. I washed the car. I went for breakfast. I went and washed the car. My wife had to have a tar stain. So oh my God, I was fucked up. And I kept calling Lee and saying, Lee, if the cops call you, don't answer the phone. He goes, why are the cops going to call me? I go, I don't know, but don't answer.
That is so funny.
And you just had it happen to you again, though. You ate too much at the comedy store.
But last night, no. Last night I didn't have anxiety. Guys, this is what I'm saying to you. 70 milligrams ain't dick in my world, okay? So I eat the 70 milligrams. I go down Laurel Canyon. I hook the right. I go to the comedy store. I pull up. No drama. I get in. Joe's upstairs. I don't even go upstairs because I know the room is packed. I can't go upstairs. So I'm alone at the comedy store. I go into the original room. It's packed. I walk around a little bit. I go into the VIP patio, and I just sit there. Some dudes are listening to music. Some black dude was smoking a joint. I mind my business. I look straight ahead. I'm thinking about more material I'm going to say, how I bombed. It's just whipping me now, right? And I'm starting to get scared. I'm like, I really don't want to go on stage. Jeff comes over to me, and he goes, Joey, go on stage. I walk over. As I walk up the stairs, it's a sold-out room. Megan Mooney?
Morgan Murphy.
Morgan Murphy's up on stage. fucking.
Megan Mooney.
I don't know what her name is.
Megan Mooney, that's her new name.
She had a hat on.
That's her new name.
And she was
Hold on,
killing.
I'm texting her right now.
She was killing, right? She's killing Megan Murphy. Whatever her name is.
Morgan Murphy.
She brought the dog up. She was freaking me out. And then she's killing on stage. I walk up to the first landing, guys, and it hits me. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting an anxiety attack. On 70 milligrams? Not. This can't be happening to me. This ain't happening. And all of a sudden, I'm standing there, and it's getting worse, guys. It's getting worse. Now, there's one seat open at the whole comedy store, and it's Mitzi's chair. So I sit in there for about a minute. She's got the blue light on. The pressure's on. I got water in my hand. I get back up, and it's getting worse, guys. I turn around. I look down to where the payphone used to be. And now I'm getting the anxiety I get when I'm getting a needle, which means I'm going down. So I got to look for daylight or air. I know this. I got to look for air. But I know if I go down those stairs, if she calls my name and I come back up those stairs, I'm really going to have an anxiety attack. So I go to the corner and I just start looking at the wall and I start breathing through my nose. And some guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, Joey, how you doing, man? What's going on? I go, nothing. And I keep looking at the wall. He gets to walk away. Then some other guy pops out. And he's like, hey, Joey, I'm friends with such and such. He goes, do you know where he is? I don't give a fuck. Don't you see me staring at a fucking wall? Get the fuck out of here. Jeff comes up to me. And I go, Jeff, hold on 1 second, Jeff. I'm going to faint. I got a really bad anxiety attack. I'm going down here. Tell Paulie to go on stage. And Jeff also wants to ask me questions. He's like, do you know if Paulie is going to go up on stage? I don't give a fuck. He's the closest person to the stage. She's about to call my name. And all of a sudden he goes, well, let me go ask him. Go ask him. Fuck, I'm about to faint, and now you're going to do this to me? So he walks over to Paulie, and he starts asking Paulie, and Paulie's like, and now they're getting into like a conversation about it. Instead of Paulie going, oh, he's getting an anxiety attack, let me go up there. I'm watching this go down. I get so angered. I go, fuck it, guys, I'm going to go up there.
What did Paulie say?
Who the fuck knows what he said? But
I'm with him, bud.
instead of going, just go. If I call you and go, Red Band, go up. Red Band, go up. Go up, Red Band. I got anxiety. You go, okay, Joey, and I'll worry about you later. You okay? Yeah. Just go. No, these guys are having a conversation, bureaucracy. I got so fucking angered that I go, fuck you guys. I'm going to go up. And I went up there, Joe Rogan, and I had to set up my life off of fear. Fear. I think I caught myself at the 14-minute mark, and I was like, "Oh my!" I just yelled.
Did you record it?
No, why would I do something like that? You know I'm a fucking retard. I went up there and destroyed. And never, you never hear me talking like this. It was all on fear. And I remember walking out of there, man. I got in that car, and Paulie goes, "Man, you should have anxiety attacks more often." And I was like, "Man, I was fucking dying."
I like how you have Mitzi's voice when you do the impression of Paul.
Who the fuck knows?
That's the same voice you do when you do Mitzi. Like all the shores share one Joey Diaz voice.
Joe, have you ever had that where you were like either too stoned or you just didn't feel good and you're about to go on stage and you almost couldn't, you almost don't think you could have done it?
No, I know what you're saying. No, I've never gotten there, but I won't take that kind of edible before I go on stage. I've fucked up and gotten too high before I went on stage, but never so high where I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm having an anxiety attack. No.
But I've been higher. I've been higher, and that hasn't happened to me.
Sometimes it just catches you in the right time, especially if you have a rough set. If you had a rough set the night before, if you're working on some new stuff and it doesn't go over right and you can't recover, I mean, we've all been there. If you haven't been there, it's just because you haven't taken enough chances.
I've been there all the time.
Everybody has.
I'm there all the time. I'm in hell all the time. It's just...
But it's like those moments after that are shaky. Like, it's a shaky 1 or 2 days, sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Like, sometimes it makes sense and there's a reason and you can just get right back into it. But sometimes there's like a little shaky period. So the shaky period, that 70 milligrams was enough to whack you. You did 2 70s.
No, I did 170.
170.
The other 70 was from a couple nights earlier.
Just for the fucking general public, 70 will fucking send you down a tornado of despair to the bottom pits of your soul. Just to know. Don't try to do what he's doing. Like, I don't fuck around, man, with anything more than like 30.
Do you think that even matters what it is, though, really? Do you think it's that accurate where 70 is even ballpark 70, or maybe he just got something that had 600 in because it was like the bottom of the barrel?
Well, you certainly can. You know that bit I do about it, about the guys who make that stuff. Yeah.
But has it gotten any better, like accuracy?
Sure. Colorado, they have it down to a science. They're doing it in Colorado the way they would make regular cookies. Like, if you buy like... some bit, like Nabisco, Chips Ahoy or something like that. They do them in like a factory. There's not much difference in the way they're making some of these cookies. They have in like these big machines and they have all these people working there. It's pretty down to a science. They're not just, throwing their own ingredients in and home cooking all this stuff. They're making a lot of money. They had this like one of those news report shows. Forget which one.
60 Minutes.
Was it 60 Minutes? They went to Denver. And they participated. They got high. They got high in a fucking limo with these people, and they went around to all these different places and watched these people make these things. There's a revolution going on in Denver. Like, it's so off the charts there. It's so crazy there. That like you're watching this thing on television, and it just starts to sink in. Like, they're changing the whole culture around that town. Like, the whole culture is going to slowly chill out. Their violent crime rate is so low now. Their fucking drunk driving rates are the lowest they've ever had. It's nuts. It's changing everything, and it's only been a year or 2. Like, how many years has it been since it's been legal? What's the official?
Maybe 2 years.
2? Has it been 2, Jamie? Find out when the law went through. But in Oregon, they're going to have weed tax-free. Oregon's taking it to a totally new level.
Well, Washington I just read a report that Washington had like, I think $70 million their first year of tax revenue. So that seems like a lot of money just to...
That's a lot.
...throw away.
Well, I agree with you. I think the taxes that the Colorado imposes, which are really high, I think those are great.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's still better than going drinking. If you go drinking, okay, if we have a few drinks, like if I go and get us a round and all 4 of us went out drinking, and I let's get shots in the beer, and that's like $100, right? All together. Then you got to tip the guy. Like $200 worth of weed. Jesus Christ. The 4 of us with $200 worth of weed, we'd be fucked for a month.
And we could take home some.
Yeah.
$200.
That's a lot of weed, especially if you're buying edibles. Oh, my God. You could almost die on $200 worth of weed edibles. I mean, if you ate them all.
Year.
What's that?
Beginning of last year.
Beginning of last year.
Voted in 2012.
Okay. So there you go. 2012?
Voted at the end of 2012 and started at the beginning of 2014.
Well, I see. I see. So there's a
That is
delay.
That is one of the. I gotta be honest with you. That is one of the funnest 4 days you'll have as a comic. Is that Denver run?
Oh, Denver's amazing.
Especially if you stay downtown, because you eat at Sam's, that motherfucking green chili for breakfast with those 2 eggs and some wheat toast and a bowl of fruit.
Jesus.
Oh my God!
I thought you were going to talk about the crowds. And...
No. Oh no, that's part of it. You got the weed store and then you got the comedy work. I mean, it's like a 3. It's you can't lose for 3 days. They got a gym. You cannot lose. It's a triple. The little weed store they got. They go out. You go on the recreational side. They have some strong stuff, but.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
It's a great little weed.
It's one of my favorite places. It's one of the few places I would live besides here.
I'll tell you what, you made me laugh because I thought about something, Red Band. You know what pill, when I was growing up, had a lot of mistakes with them? What pill, like if they made 100 of them, 10 of them would always be duds, Quaaludes.
Really?
10 of them were always duds. So
were they duds because it was corruption?
No, they were duds because the guy who was making them, his floor was lopsided. You know what I'm saying? And when he put them in the oven, who the fuck knows, Joe Rogan? I don't fucking know. He was lopsided. You know, like right now, this table feels like it's a little warped, right? So the chemicals go down to the end. So, like for every 100, I don't
That's
fucking.
the most ridiculous idea of how they make pills ever.
Right?
Like saying an ice
Tables are
tray.
lopsided. So let's just say the power goes to this side. So you need 10 biscuits and nothing would happen, and people would go, "Oh my God, I got a dud. That means the next one's going to be good." That was the philosophy around it. But there's a different philosophy to it. What if Cosby gave one of those duds to one of his freaks? Did you see yesterday? He bought Quaaludes,
yeah.
and it was a dud. He's sitting there stroking his big black dick, waiting on them pills to hit her and shit. Oh my God. That's a great bit. That's it.
What do you think that like he could get laid? He can have probably almost any of the girls he wanted to drug anyways. Probably. Why do you think he did that?
It's part of his freak. It's part of his freak.
I mean, we could speculate all day long, but obviously he's sick.
Right.
Obviously. But we kind of knew that anyway. Not that he was sick to the extent that he is, but that he's got this like creepy arrogance about him. And, you know, we played that clip once, or Wanda Sykes, who's like the sweetest person in the world, was interviewing him. And the way she was talking to him, I guess, like, he didn't like it, so he, like, corrected her. He corrected her, you know, her use of ebonics or what
It's like
have
a
you.
drama queen, kind of.
Just not a nice guy. Just not a nice guy, and he was wearing sunglasses. Like, he's just, you know, when you're indoors, you're wearing sunglasses. Like, unless you got glaucoma, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why do you have sunglasses on? Unless you're black. You get away with it. Floyd Mayweather can wear sunglasses whatever the fuck he wants. As far as I'm concerned, he can wear sunglasses anywhere he wants. But, you know, it's like anybody who does that, like, you know what I mean?
It's just weird because I can see where like a normal person would drug it just to get laid. It just seems like, you know, you're Bill fucking Cosby. Like,
He's a creep.
Did he like the girl just being passed out? Like it's dry. He likes dry sex or something.
He might like to be God. He might like to be totally in control of their life. He might like the idea that that he tricked them, and they now they have to do his bidding while they're completely unconscious. I don't know how unconscious they are. Maybe they're in like a halfway dreamland where he could talk them into doing stuff. You know, like lift your legs up and they'll just do it, and they just don't remember it. They might just be so fucked up. I don't understand.
Can I talk to you, gentlemen? There's 4 of us in this room. We're all men here. How many of you have had an experience? I mean, maybe the red band. But how many of you have had an experience where you brought a woman to your room and nothing happened? Look me in the eye and tell me the truth, gentlemen.
It happens.
Okay, so if let's just, with 4 gentlemen here, let's be honest. So we're at 80%. If you bring a woman to your hotel room, 8 out of 10 times you're going to fuck her, guys. Tell me the truth. We're just guys sitting here taking a poll.
It depends.
8 out of 10?
It's probably
Red Band, you're a nice guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's probably
sometimes you
close.
bring them over to get high and they get naked for you and put dildos in their pussy. I'm talking about, you know,
Okay, but
you're a
let's-
nice guy. Sometimes, you know,
It
whatever.
depends entirely on the individual.
On the
So
intentions.
when you're a guy like Bill Cosby, he's a superstar, multi.
How many of the women are going to go to his room
icon.
with fucking his dick? Let's be honest.
Not a whole lot of them.
All of them are going to go into that room, whether they're married or half of those bitches got a different story also. Okay? He drugged you because you were alone with him in a fucking room. He had plans. I'm not blaming them, but we're here, we're men here. We're men. You know, when you go into a man's hotel room or his trailer, you know, what the fuck? So he had time to put a pill into your thing. He's a dirty motherfucker. Let's get that out of the way because he enjoys that faint woman.
Yeah.
That woman that's half dead and you're like, that's what he enjoys. That's his freak. Some people steal bodies from cemeteries. Some people want to get jerked off with their feet. That was his freak. I had a friend who was, after a while, he was doing hookers, and he said they would jerk him off with his feet because he was scared of the HIV. So he just had him jerk him off with his feet in the car.
With their feet.
With their feet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that either. That's just as worse.
Ugh. Hooker feet.
Oh, hooker, dirty feet, concrete and sperm. That shit don't mix. But let's face it, he took those women to his room. And
Eddie Bravo has a real interesting take on this. He had a real good take on this, and there was another guy that got charged for it. Was it like CeeLo Green guy was giving girls ecstasy or something like that?
Yes, CeeLo Green was giving Molly.
And Eddie was talking about like what it must be like to be like a really famous guy who's really rich, but you're also like maybe not the most attractive guy in the world. You know, so like maybe some of them they want to get to know you, but then when you want them to like be sexually attracted to you, it doesn't happen. And so if you're a creep, you start drugging them, and that's what Eddie was proposing. He was saying like maybe like he just got tired of them saying no, and he thought he was better than them, and just dropped it in. I forget exactly Eddie's words, but I hadn't considered it like that. I hadn't thought about it like that. Like maybe they're not all saying yes. I mean, maybe it is a weird thing with them where it got like really frustrating, and then he just decided to do it. Or is it possible that maybe this was like a much more prevalent and accepted thing in the circles that he was running in like the 1960s? Is it possible that people, like you would talk about people giving people a Mickey, or he did a joke about Spanish fly. Remember that Spanish fly joke? Is it possible that more people were doing this back then and we're just finding out about it now?
I don't know, because I mean, the slipping the Mickey thing was totally. I mean, and the Spanish fly thing was almost common. Like people talked about it almost like on the Tonight Show. I think Bill Cosby talked about it, like hey, you know, and it seemed like it was more accepted, but.
Was it they weren't aware? Was it like? But I don't know anybody who got like in the 60s or 70s who got a Mickey slipped into them. It's like, why was that such a common expression?
Charles Bronson never did it. James Colbert never did it. Steve McQueen never did it. Burt Reynolds never did it. Can you do me a favor, bro? Burt Reynolds. I wanted to show Joe Rogan something. Can you get me the beginning of The Longest Yard? I want to show Joe Rogan how much times have changed.
You know what it is? It's really dark. There's something real dark about it. Like you can imagine, like what's going on? What is his essence? You know, what is his soul? He's doing that.
Was there a movie?
That's his freak.
Was there a movie that made it look sexy back in the day, like a James Bond? Like, oh, I got some Spanish fly. It seems like I remember there was some kind of.
You know what? There was a movie though, Animal House, where he had to decide whether or not to do the right thing or the wrong thing. Remember the lady
devil,
blacked
yes,
out.
with the devil on his shoulders. Yes.
And the angel was saying, "Hey, you know, she's blacked out." The devil's like, "Suck her tits." And you know, he couldn't figure out what to do. Like you probably couldn't even do that movie today.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Should
it
rape her or
Belushi?
should not rape her?
But as a joke, you can't. I mean, it's one thing if this was you can obviously have a horrific rape scene if it's like a drama, right? But if it's a comedy and you're joking around about rape, you can't have that. No one will accept that today.
What's the last rape scene that made you uncomfortable? It was
there's
one of those Clint Eastwood movies.
There's always rape scenes that make you uncomfortable, but what I'm saying is that you couldn't have a joke about potentially raping a girl like Animal House. Like you could have a horrible scene in a realistic show, but where the devil's on your shoulder in a comedy going like, whoa, like that's I don't think you could do that today.
Well, watch this for a second. Jamie, did you find it? It's in there. It's in there. Opening scene from the original Longest Yard. Watch this. You're going to die. You're going to say they could not do this in a fucking movie. And to top it off, he had Leonard Skinner on.
This is the original Longest Yard.
The original Longest Yard. The first scene in the Longest Yard is so fucking off color that it could not be done today. We just watched it by mistake one day and we're like, oh my God, that's fucking bad.
Really?
I ran in those circles, and I'm going to look you guys in the face. I never heard of people spiking girls. That would not be acceptable where I came from. That would not be unacceptable. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten chicks coked up to the gills to suck my cock.
Right.
But they're awake. And
Strong margaritas.
I had an intention. You know what I'm saying?
But they're
They
awake.
felt bad the next day, but they did the blow. You do the devil, you got to drink the cider. You know what I'm saying? If you do the devil, watch
The
this, guys.
cider.
This is just.
Crank it.
I think the love has gone out of our relationship.
Bastard. Don't take my Maserati.
I earned it.
This is a terrible movie.
Watch this, dog.
I told you not to touch my goddamn car.
You can't do that today. He's like, "Yeah, this is terrible.
Dude, this is so bad.
This is 1973.
I can't believe how bad it is.
He's just drinking in the car.
That's what people did back then.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Chewing gum.
Smiling.
Chewing gum while drinking.
What kind of shitbox is he driving, though?
That's a Maserati in 1973.
That's what a Maserati looked like?
That you just said, don't touch my Maserati.
That's hilarious. Isn't that funny that that could be like a cool car? And the cops are now coming after him while he's drinking. He throws it in the back seat.
This is Burt
look at
Reynolds and the
Oh
prime of his life, guys.
He's outrunning the cops with his Maserati here. This is hilarious. They're in a go-kart race. That car is such a shitbox. Look at it.
My dad had that car.
That's your dad had that car?
I think so. I think he had
Oh,
an
look at
old
these
one.
giant, big, goofy American cars chasing it. These cars handle so bad. Pretty goddamn good chase scene, though.
Hold on, it gets better.
I don't think... This is so ridiculous. Well timed.
Bye.
Jeez Louise. Again.
Boom.
Probably should call off the car chase, huh?
Listen, guys, the car chases in those days were so tough. When you see that movie with McQueen and they're chasing them in San Francisco, that was so much tougher to drive that car.
Oh, yeah.
That shit now, today, it's easy. This is when you had to be a fucking monster.
Yeah, these cars are dumb shit. Like, look how skinny his tires are. You see how skinny those tires are? There's, like, no traction on those fucking things.
They didn't
The
fucking
mechanical
know.
grip is nothing.
They didn't
look
know.
at this guy. Oh, my goodness.
This bad motherfucker tearing shit up in this country in 73.
This is before Cannibal Run, right?
Yeah, this is when he was still a fucking savage.
I like how the trunk magically closes.
But watch
again.
this now. Now
He's still listening to the same song. It's a
Fuck
long-ass
yeah.
song.
He hit rewind and shit on the 8-track. Look at the cigarettes he smokes too. He ain't fucking around,
brown.
guys. This was him again. This is a different America. This was him against Clint Eastwood, against Charles Bronson, against James Coburn. You had to do this crazy smack bitches and shit to get attention.
Yeah,
Look
he's
at the
gonna
pants
drive
he's
his
got on.
car off into the ocean.
Fuck yeah.
How did you do that?